I can feel when it ejects itself out of my ovary, because you want to know why?
I have
because
no concept.
Because it literally rips through it.
I have no concept. I have, like, the entirety of the female reproductive system, anything that you can feel is completely alien to me.
Oh, I know.
Whereas I can be like, I kind of get the sensation of firmness in my balls, and you're like, what? Welcome back to Sunrise! I'm Shikuquaza!
I'm Waifu.
I'm leaving all this in.
Okay.
Ready, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tres.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What was that about?
I love you.
I love you too.
So what were we doing?
Almost on... Wouldn't it be crazy if this episode came out on the 2nd of November?
That'd be hilarious.
I still can't quite believe what just happened.
Fat Lip didn't actually have a fat lip.
Yeah. Sure, that's all that happened, Mr. Naruto. I inquired with the bailiff after the court session was adjourned, but all he did was rattle his bones at me and then run away, with waving his hands in the air. It seems Mr. Vigil was taken to a hospital to recover. Right. A mental hospital! Wait, what is this scene? Why are we getting a flashback to something that we don't even remember happening? Mr. Vigil attempted to commit suicide by jumping out of the window of the prison governor's office. Wait, what? Did we miss something? When was this established?
You gotta go look. So wait, is the same building that they take prisoners to, like, reside right in front of the court?
I think this is all new information.
Okay, so this is like...
I think this is information that we're being given for the first time. This is not... It's weird because it's got the flashback filter on, so I just wondered.
It might also be, like... Can we remember what day it was the last time? I died.
So did Mr. Vigil. But ever since then, he's completely blocked the memories of those events from his mind. Nobody knew his secret. Not his family, not even the man himself, but I forced it out into the open. Was it wrong of me to do that? Did I overstep the mark, I wonder? This is literally the premise of basically every Ace Attorney game. Am I in the right for exposing the truth if it hurts other people? And the game's like, yes!
If it caused mental torment.
Obviously! Speaking of people that will be caused a mental anguish by knowing the truth. Hi, Iris! Your dad's dead! We've known that for, like, checks watch, about 2 years now. You were miles away. Anyway, I've brewed a fresh pot of soothing tea for you. Oops! She just fucking drops it on us. Ah! This is the opposite of soothing! Thank you!
You were so cute!
You and Susie had an exhausting day so far, haven't you?
It's always so weird to me that you get out of court and you go out and do more shit. Like the courtroom isn't like so mentally exhausting. You're like, I'm just gonna take the rest of the day off. No, you gotta go out and do more work. Thank you, Iris. How thoughtful.
Do you think maybe that's why I just realized Kazuma faked his death? It's like, I just need a break. I just need a vacation.
He hadn't even done a single case yet.
He was there for hours.
He was there for hours and he was like, fuck this.
Fuck this.
Fuck this.
Oh my god. So, if you ever watch Jujutsu Kaisen, you ever go into there, there's a character that comes in His name's Nanami. And he left the sorcerer world to become a salaryman. And when he comes back, he says, I left the sorcerer to become a salaryman, and I have to tell you, work sucks. But then I also came back here, and I want to say, this sucks. So I want to tell you that life sucks.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is? When we came out of the courtroom back in the defendant's antechamber, he disappeared.
Oh, no, I don't know. He just suddenly sprang to his feet and left. All he said was, I must leave. Well, if he said it like that and was staring off into the middle distance, that means he either needs to go to the vending machine for more Skittles, or he's pursuing... or he's pursuing the mystery of Inspector Gregson's death. With him, it could be either, in equal amounts.
And both at the same time.
Well, you know what Hurley's always saying, don't you? There are mysteries in this world that should perhaps never be solved. For the construction of a solution comes only at the expense of a destruction of something else. It's kind of weird that he would get so philosophical when talking about Skittles and vending machines in the year 1907. But, yep, that's what he's like. That's just his character.
He wanted to go talk to his friend, the doctor, and his,
What does it mean? What even are Skittles?
He knows very well that when you open up someone else's old wounds, you often open your own up, too. But he can't just take his own advice and live well alone. Solving mysteries is too important to him.
That's so true.
But that's what I like about Hurley, after all.
I suppose that's the lot of a great detective in some ways.
So then, let's have tea, and then I'll
Shoot you! What? Do you have time, Iris?
Yes, I've stolen time! Finished this month's manuscript at last. We've barely a day to spare before the deadline.
Deadlines. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. A brand new story to read in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. You know, I always hide Hurley's violin in the days before I have a deadline.
You do?
I'm sure that's very wise, Iris. How sensible of you. Now then, my dear fellows, let's make a plan of action before we continue our investigation.
Wait. I don't know. What you got on the board here? It's still the same thing as earlier. Everything's still investigated from last time. That's the name. Where's the new stuff? Well, if it's all... yeah. Everything's been pressed. Except for this. Hey, did you know I'm a lawyer?
I would love if we, like, looked at it and we're like, oh, did you realize that there's this, odd thing?
Oh, Mr. Naruto, you know that your armband is missing a stripe. What? Yeah, no, normally full lawyers have 2 whole stripes.
What?
What? Are you just now telling me? Yeah, I thought you'd for sure get it done when you got to England. And then it just kind of got awkward because the longer it took to point it out, the more I was convinced we'd have...
I thought you were trying to be political.
I thought you were making a statement. I mean, I was just like, yeah, you look kind of like an idiot with just the one stripe. And honestly, just the longer it took for me to tell you, just the more uncomfortable it made me. Anyway, Iris, have you seen this?
Your armband? Symbol of a defense lawyer in Japan. Bruno, you've shown me that dozens of times.
I love Iris.
Have I? The thing is, I just feel wrong if I don't have it on my arm, you know?
Well, if you ask me, I think you should try wearing something different every now and then.
Oh, really? Like what?
Underwear. I can make something for you if you like.
Did you actually get something?
How about a band that squeezes your arm when the person you're talking to tells a lie?
That's funny, because that's actually a reference to Apollo Justice. He has a bracelet that does exactly that.
Oh, I'm getting beaten up by a fucking tree.
I'll keep a space free on my left arm, then.
Vigil, you say?
I did not say, but thanks for just starting the conversation, I guess.
Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Hurley yesterday? That's right, to ask Mr. Sholmes if he would help her to find her missing husband.
We found him.
We did it! Hooray!
Only Mr. Sholmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken taken to hospital? Do you know which one? Stop ignoring me.
Ah, it's St. Sinners.
I'm starting to wonder if all of the other hospitals in London have closed down. What the fuck is happening? Why are we so meta today?
But that's amazing, Bruno! You found the lady's husband already!
Yay! She just fucking wiggles around like a muppet. Well, I suppose I have. By accident.
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration. No!
So when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and immediately dismissed out the window.
Sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
I know, kid.
Me too.
There's more. For 10 years after that, while he was on... we know.
Impersonate Gregson.
Yeah, we know. I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me.
That means he has ties to the professor and to Inspector Greggy. So I think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Back to St. Sinners, then. When was the last time we were at St. Sinners? I know they obviously
What was that one woman that got knocked out?
Nope. That was a different hospital.
That was?
Yes. It was something in this game. For some reason they had a different hospital in this game, but I feel like they've been using St. Sinners since the game switch.
I don't know. I don't know who they used.
I feel like it was Case 2. I think maybe it was the same lady that got knocked out.
I mean,
I'll be honest, did we even meet her in the first game?
no, we did not.
Oh,
Because she
then that's
was knocked out.
That's probably it then. Yeah, it was the same. I mean, it was the lady you were thinking of, but like in this game, not the previous one.
So how'd it go in court this morning?
Awful.
So same as usual then.
Lord Van Zeek's
Bruno,
definitely...
do you know that your hair is going gray? Yeah, it's all the stress.
It's all the stress. Lord Van Zeek's definitely didn't do it.
Oh, goody.
Press play.
That's right.
We managed to uncover several new
Would've been
facts
a lot more
as well.
screamy than that.
Really?
And
Why did you do that in her voice?
I didn't mean to! There was another development too. Kazuma.
Yes, it's quite clear now that Kazuma-sama is not himself. He is an imposter.
What?
He's made pasta.
He's made of pasta! The way he's acting, it's almost as if he's pasta. I know. I mean, at the end of the proceedings earlier, he was like a trying to think of a pasta dish that starts with the letter B. Fuck it. Bloodhound, the way... He was like a bloodhound the way he was chasing down Mr. Vigil's forgotten past. He's not normally so mercilessly persistent. Dots. What's going on in his head, I wonder? I really need to sit down with Kazuma and try to understand what he's going through. I still can't believe that Gregson's fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to
know
him for like we got to know him for like fucking a whole game.
Yeah, no. When we first started, I thought for sure it was going to, like, if we were gonna have someone die. When we found out that Kazuma was back, I thought it was gonna be
like. Let's be clear, the Ace Attorney games never kill off recurring characters. Like, everybody that is in the role of either a lawyer, prosecutor, the judge, obviously, but, like, assistant, judicial assistants, the detective role, all of those characters don't die. They are around until they are recycled or retired. Poor Gumshoe. But like,
did he retire?
Well, he's just not in the sequel trilogy.
Oh.
Yeah, because like they try to get new characters in the sequel trilogy. Well, I guess okay. Let's be clear though. I guess the only exception to that is Mia Fey. The mentor role, which they actually do kind of play with it, but never more for more than a case. Like you get introduced to Mia in the first game, and then she immediately dies. And then in Apollo Justice, slight spoilers, you have a mentor in that game that's different as well because they're doing something new, and he ends up being the killer for the first case of the game. Which is hilarious to think about. Just like, I'm going to supervise you on this case. Which case is it? The one you did. Mine! What?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Zeke's that died.
See, like, I want to see something like that happen. That would have been fun.
See, I would have thought it would have been Zeke's that died and Holmes being accused.
I don't think Holmes is going to be accused. They can't do that. Like, just I don't know how to explain this in a way that makes sense. But like, because he's based on an established character, I don't even know if they'd be willing to do anything like that. Because it's kind of that fine line of how much are they using the actual character that it's based off of, and how much of it is parody. I think that generally speaking, in the role that he's in, it is more respectful to not put him in any situation where he's regarded as a killer or killed.
Incompetent.
Oh no, that's like I said, the fine line of respectful parody. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a situation where a prosecutor has been killed. That's actually a very interesting thing. Well, I guess 1.5 does have a sort of interesting situation. We'll get there. I don't like 1.5, but it's also a very unique case, so I'll give it some credit there at least.
1.5?
1.5. It's the when they released the original trilogy on DS and Wii, they added a case to 1 to kind of fill it out because it was such a much shorter game than the other two.
And it was basically like a prequel for Apollo Justice, because that was being made at the same time. So it introduces characters that show up in Apollo Justice and have nothing to do with the rest of the trilogy, and also aspects that were unique to the DS. But the case in general is very long, very recursive. It is not very fun to play. But it's basically the first case ever made for the DS and those mechanics. So it's got some unique aspects. I just don't think they're implemented very well. Like I said, we will get to it very, very soon. Whenever Scott comes over next. That soon.
The day before? Well, that should be quite easy enough to work out, just by examining the corpse, surely.
God, I don't feel like doing this anymore. I like sat down and my throat fucking closed up because all the food I just ate, I guess.
You would expect so, but curiously, no time of death was included.
Also, we have to do an investigation segment, and I fucking... Just let me get to the fucking court case! I want to be in the courtroom again!
No time of death was included.
Stare lovingly into the eyes of Cosimo.
Yeah, just staring across from him the entire time.
No time of death was included in the autopsy report.
Sign. Always
just Cosmo,
right
like,
there.
just
Always
Cosmo.
right out of reach.
No, Cosmo just doing a monologue, just like, this is why the defense is a incompetent piece of garbage, and the defendant obviously did the murder, and he's just going on this tirade. Naruto just. Defense counsel, do you have anything to add?
No.
Naruto-san, you just let him.
Step on me harder, Daddy.
You just let him make our defendant guilty. What? Oh shit! I did. Oops. Oops. Yeah, you can tell I don't fucking care. I'm getting really distracted. There's still unanswered questions about Lord Van Zeeks, though, aren't there?
Like, what the fuck was he doing?
The game is like, you got a bunch of shit to do, fam, and I'm just like, I don't wanna.
Let's find out what Lord Van Zeek's secret is.
I don't wanna. What was he doing there on Fresno Street the day in the first place?
Making a cast of his dick to give to his boyfriend.
I think I know why I don't like investigation segments either. It's because, like, it's basically the same thing as the courtroom anyway. Like, you're gathering information, but it's just not presented in a way that's interesting the same way the courtroom scenes are. Courtroom scenes, like, even though it can be frustrating, it's like, come on, just fucking admit it. At some point, it's like, there's a dynamic between everybody, whereas every single investigation segment goes, oh, what's this thing? I don't know. We'll fucking show it to everybody until they fucking tell us. And it's just like that for like an hour. I'm just like, ugh, let's move on, please. This game and the previous game admittedly do have some of the best investigation segments of the entire series, but like, yeah.
Would it help if I took my boobs out?
No, sadly.
That sounds like it has all the makings of a wonderfully devilish plot.
But then why was that notice board in there covered in all those particular papers? Papers about cases with a link to the... Also, I really just want to get to the fucking point. I'm tired of mysteries.
Oh dear, that sounds more like something horribly devilish. We must start by looking into Inspector Gregson's dumpy.
Jesus Christ. I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's dumpy.
Well, according to the entry in his diary...
Oh, yeah.
We took that.
Dear Dory, I had... The fish and chip store was out of chips this morning. I cried into my coffee. Maybe we should skip ahead, Mr. Naruto. No, this is just starting to get good.
He was carrying out an incognito investigation of the Red-Headed League the day before his death. Oh, you mean he was doing the same as Hurley?
Well, Mr. Sholmes also had... Fuck me! Mr. Sholmes was trying to apply, whereas the inspector was supposed to be investigating.
I do wish it had been the other way around.
Anyway, as it turns out, the inspector who went to investigate the Redhead League that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Vigil in possession of Gregson's identification papers.
You know what that sounds like to me? Establishing an alibi.
Oh my!
Yes, you're absolutely right, Iris.
But why would Gregson need an alibi? Oh. I think this is the sprinkler. Like you and I are probably a few steps ahead of the game here, but like I like how it's presented. I like how it's the story is
Presenting itself.
Yeah, I like how the story is given because like I don't want to believe that Gregson is the professor, but like
I don't think he's the professor, but I think he has something to do with it.
I think the game has given us enough clues that if he is the professor, I would be okay with that twist.
Oh, okay.
Like it kind of seems like it was kind of just presented starting in this case, but it has given us enough clues to work towards it that we're not like it's not saying it outright, but like I feel satisfied that I'm able to put it together before the game tells us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it. I always thought he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips.
Yeah, do you want...
Perhaps they were
Do you want my
seasoned.
prediction, or do you want me to shut up?
Yeah, your predictions are always correct, so yeah, no, later.
Okay. I'll do it when we're doing, when we're in the courtroom.
Perhaps they were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar. Pepper.
I think perhaps pepper is less potent than vinegar. We should try to move away from food analogies. I'm getting hungry.
Well, anyway, if Lord Van Zeeks felt the need to investigate Gregson...
Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows.
Alright, we now are fucking 27 minutes in, and we're starting the investigation.
Well, I think it's clear what we need to do, isn't it?
Move on.
Let us investigate, my dear fellows! Only took us half an hour! If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will soon set them straight.
The water pistol?
I actually put real bullets in it this time.
I
A
melted
hot, extra special blend of mine.
Uh-huh.
And I'm quite sure it will be very effective.
It is molten tar.
Yeah, melted bullets.
It's acid.
I'd better be careful not to hide anything.
It's acid.
This-
You get to decide whether it's the good time or the dawn.
Just imagine you shooting someone with a fucking... I don't even... How can you even apply LSD? Is it just the patches, or is there... Ooh, you could put you could put it in water.
You can put it in
You
water.
you just fucking shoot someone with a water gun, and you're like, what the fuck? Oh. Oh.
Or it's like a it looks like a Tic Tac and then it dissolves. But yeah, you dissolve it in water.
God, it's so fucking easy to drug people with LSD. Well, it feels a little strange that Mr. Sholmes is nowhere to be seen, but still. Let's go and see what we can find out. Yes! Please get me out of this fucking room. Okay, we only have two... Wait. Fuck. Fuck! There's fucking 5. Okay. So not our room. We can go Chief Justice Office, prison, or Vigil's hospital bed. I don't think we need to go to the street room just yet. Oh, I don't fucking know.